Previously on Time's End Tavern, bad company.
Industrialization has come to Tavern, and with it has come a scramble for resources. Rare materials are giving birth to incredible wonders as magic and technology form a symbiotic revolution that promises a bright, idealistic future to anyone bold enough to seize it.
My character, I am Boris T. Moorblod. I am a gunslinging, and I promise I don't mean this as a joke to everyone listening, but I'm genuinely curious. Rob, is it GIF or GIF?
GIF.
Yeah, I would say GIF.
Okay.
In every meaning, in every capacity, in every conversation.
Yeah.
My character is Dr. Jondrew Listeur. He is a halfling apothecary who was raised in the Wide Oak Springs Valley in the Dwarven Union.
My name is Kazariel, Kaz for short, Kazariel Vel'amoura. I am a satyr bard, particularly of the College of Glamour subclass.
I'm Stephen Trolinger, and I will be essaying the role of Jaxur the Clanless. He is a member of a tribe of winter dragon folk from the Titan's Teeth Mountains. So he's a white dragon folk. He learned as a member of the Zan Collective his trade as a brutal enforcer. He is a barbarian class. Subclass is a partially homebrewed subclass and partially ones I found online called the Path of the Mutant.
You guys all received the same invitation, the same offer of employment from the harbor master of Valsfarn, Grist Haltath. And your instructions were simple but clear. You were headhunted, you were reached out to because each of you have built a career where you've gained some renown for yourself. The instructions are simple. Upon reaching the port, you are all supposed to head to the Ashford Arms Inn and ask for him. As you guys turn and as you're approaching the Ashford Arms, you notice there is a small, very, very old, grizzled-looking gnome standing outside of the front door, smoking some kind of cigarette. And he's taking you in as you approach, and he just shakes his head, and he just says, "Oh, I really hope you aren't the ones I'm supposed to be." "Yeah, no, it's gotta be you." And then he tosses the cigarette down and, puts it out with his foot. "Come on." He kicks open the door. As soon as he opens the door, there is a bright burst of light and a warmth, comes flowing outside. You hear people celebrating and drinking and partying inside as this gnome leads you forward. Walking into the Ashfield Arms, you see there is a bar that is sitting in front of an absolutely massive fireplace that they are feeding with logs to try to fight back the cold of the night. You see there are most of the people in the bar, you notice, seem to be elves of different persuasions, but there are also clearly people here from all over, to the point where your little motley crew doesn't necessarily stick out. The gnome looks over his shoulder. He just says, "Come on, you can follow me right to the back." He leads you.
Go.
past several tables of singing and dancing soldiers dressed in the uniform of the Empire.
By the way, Nick, I can't help
is-
but detect a hint of Bernie Sanders in Boris's voice.
So I went from sort of like lugubrious, slightly mush-mouthed New York accent, which then I was worried was becoming Richard Nixon, which might be becoming Bernie Sanders. Let's go on this journey together and see where we settle.
It was getting Bernie Sanders-esque, I will say, which I don't hate.
That gunfighter hippo guy, he just will not stop talking about the proletariat.
After we collect this money, we'll be on the top 1% of earners here on the land.
People can't see the hand movements. Top 1%.
You guys also can't see the spit
Sure they
flying
can.
from his mouth. Just kidding.
Bernie T. Moorblood. That's my new name.
Yeah.
The gnome leads you through a doorway behind the bar, taking you into a back room. As you walk inside, you see situated behind a table. You're in, it almost looks like an employee area. Like there's a table. You can see there's another door leading out of this little room that must lead to the kitchen. You can see, some people rushing in between, bringing out trays. There is another fireplace in the corner, much smaller than the one that dominates the main hall. And you see there is a very well-dressed, but not ostentatiously dressed human man feeding a couple of logs into that fire. He wears a red vest, just a pair of gray trousers, but the material is very fine. And seated behind a table next to him, smiling from ear to ear, you see Dark Elf dressed in a gentleman's finery. He has a large open ledger in front of him and a very obviously placed sack of gold coins next to that. He stands as you guys enter, and he says, "Hey, there you are." Oh, boy, those flyers, they did not disappoint. You're all just like they described you. Here, come in. Do you guys want anything? We might not, may not be some of the fancy city digs that you're used to, but we still have some good, strong liquor up here. Wine, not a fine vintage, but it'll do the job. Maybe you're hungry. I don't know. I tried to get you some decent accommodations on the ship. Did the voyage go well?
It was peaceful enough.
I mean, it was very cold, but otherwise it was blue. Yeah, it was pretty. It was chill.
Yeah. Oh, this guy. They said you're funny. Doctor, he nods to you, looking immediately past you, and then he says, well, oh man, the description didn't do you justice. You're can I call you Kaz? Is that presumptuous?
All my best friends do. It's so lovely to meet you.
And I think we are going to be very fast friends. And Jaxur, the Clanless. Oh boy, look at a fine specimen of a man. Is that offensive? Is it man or is it dragon?
If I wanted you to talk to me in any way, shape, or form, I'd tell you how to.
All right. Why don't you tell me how?
Why don't you tell me what the hell we're all here for?
We're all here to make some money, friends. Here, why don't you take a seat? Do you guys want anything? Shortbread. He looks over toward the gnome. He says, why don't you get coffee for these people, right? You guys like coffee?
Delighted, yes.
Honestly,
4
I'm
coffees.
I'm wide awake. I would love a Val's Farn iced tea. That would be great. Just mix them all up.
Oh, fantastic. I'm not quite sure. And he looks over to the gnome, and the gnome just nods. He says, yeah, I'll figure it out.
My man.
Anything like a fresh hot meal. As you said, the ship was the best they could do, but it wasn't great.
Sure. Anybody else hungry? I could just bring back a platter.
I'll
just bring back a platter.
I smile
right now.
mischievously, pretending to be embarrassed.
Doing a little geisha laugh. Jaxur
I was gonna
does
say,
that,
I
not
didn't.
you, Jaxur.
Yes. It's the first
Rob.
time Jaxur laughed in his life.
Rob, 24 on insight. Are we pissing him off with all these requests.
24 on insight. On that insight, I think what you would immediately pick up is Grist, I don't think, is really paying attention to you or anything that you actually want. He is listening on a very surface level. Everything about him seems like a ploy is probably even too strong a word. You suspect there might not even be a plan underneath it. He's just always kind of got a facade going.
He is a facade, yeah.
Yeah, you don't think there's a whole lot behind that on a 24. And the impression you get from Shortbread is that it's annoyance, but it's also the kind of resigned... Shortbread clearly gave up a long time ago, so maybe he's annoyed, but it doesn't matter.
I don't know, Rob. I don't know why, because his name's just Shortbread, but I don't know why. But I keep thinking he's cream corn from
Black Dynamite.
From Black Dynamite. I keep wanting to go, Shortbread. No.
Who knows? We may get there.
Well, wait, Steve, do you know why you think that? Because there was an actual blaxploitation film called Cornbread Earl and Me, and Cream Corn was a parody on cornbread, and you're hearing Shortbread. So that's, I think...
Obviously, this is what my brain is doing without telling me.
Yes. Yes, this fantasy series will turn into blaxploitation, by the way.
I forgot how to multiply, and in place of that ability, I have retained subconscious levels of knowledge about blaxploitation films.
Clearly. So, so with that, Grist sits back down and he motions for you to all, he's like, grab a chair, come on, pull up a seat.
Would love to.
All right, so first of all, again, thank you so much for accepting my generous invitation. Can I just say how excited I am that we all get to be in on the ground floor of this exciting opportunity?
I slam my fist on the table and snarl,
"The chase! Get to it!"
And when I do that, there's a faint red glow in my eyes.
Oh, all right. See, I love it. That's exactly what we're looking for. So, here's the situation. As you may have, while you might find it hard to believe, as cold as it is out there, used to be a lot colder. As things are warming up, the seas are thawing out, and all of a sudden, our little island paradise here is starting to get noticed by some of the big players, you know? I'm sure you're all familiar with the North Elven Confederation. Technically, that's who I work for. The Grand Island of Valsfarn is a part of the Federation. But we do have a not unsubstantial mining operation that's being operated by the Dwarven Union. They have holed up in the volcano that you might have noticed dominating the west side of the island there. There's always been some argument. People go back and forth. Who owns this? Who owns that? But again, when everything was kind of frozen, nobody really cared. But these days, we're starting to draw some unwelcome attention, which is where you guys come in. I need someone to assist me in getting those dwarves off this island. I know, technically it's a part of the Union. There's goblins and gnomes and mountain people, you know. Nothing personal. It just, you know how it is. Causing some friction.
Dr. Listeur will sit up a little taller, you know, as tall as a halfling can sit up. Excuse me, with no offense to you, sir, given you invited us and you're offering potentially a lot of wealth, it seems if there's an industrial revolution being led here, the dwarves are surely in charge of it, and their infrastructure would be responsible for the success of the island. So, making them leave seems, wholly unwise.
Well, I could see your perspective on that, and obviously I know you certainly have some personal stake there, Doctor, but I'll be honest with you. Our major concern right now isn't economic development. It's heading off conflict. See, the Union's getting kind of pushy, touchy. It's making people here a little sensitive, making the Federation a little jumpy, and Well, we have some concerns. My friends and I have some concerns. He offers a glance over to the human man who's holding a drink by the fireplace. We're worried that any kind of peace and prosperity is gonna be imperiled if people start fighting over this island, you know? And so we're thinking the easiest thing to do, the best way to protect that industrial revolution that you mentioned, is just to clear up any kind of misconceptions, any kind of confusion, and just make it clear who owns the island. And then there's no argument, there's no fight, and we're still happy to do business with the Union. Just think of it like a renegotiation of terms. So what do you think, Doctor? Am I making any sense here?
I mean, you know, as I said, it's you're going to be hard pressed to make an argument with the Union when they are providing the expertise. If you come at them with a deal, they'll have nothing more than money and economic prosperity. But if you're just trying to get them to leave, I expect that's going to make tensions much worse.
If the good doctor doesn't want in on this particular caper, I'm more than happy to take his share.
No, it's more that I think this approach might be just a little ill-informed to the bigger picture. Or maybe he's just holding out on some information that he hasn't let us know yet.
Well, now, and here's the thing. And I totally see where you're coming from. I get it. But that's kind of the beauty of this is we're not kicking the Union out. We all have nothing but respect for the great Frostvale Union. That's absolutely the Federation's official stance. That's where you guys come in. See, our interest is not in expelling them from the island. We just want to make it so that they would rather sell their shares off themselves. Just to kind of change the climate, just like the climate's changing around us. We're going to change the business climate to kind of make things a little less welcoming, at which point we're going to ease that tension down, and then we're all going to get rich.
So,
here's where you guys come in. And stop me if you have any questions, but I think this is a pretty solid plan. So, I have it on good authority that the Union has already run into some problems out there in the wilderness with some of the indigenous tribes. They're very much not happy with whatever the dwarves are getting up to. Maybe with a little assistance, a little professional backing, maybe those tribes succeed in making business untenable for the Union. At which point, the Union can come to us, make a deal, and just wash their hands of it. You know, if it's going to be too much hassle, then there's no reason for hard feelings to develop anywhere. We can continue living in peace and prosperity. We'll get the mines open, and we'll cut a fair deal with those same tribes. Everybody's happy.
Look, let's stop all this fancy circular talk, okay? I may be dumb, but I'm not fucking dumb. There's only two reasons you would be hiring me. One is for my spoken word tour, Laughs Across Everin, where I talk about my experience being a hitman and all of the hijinks that came about as a result. Or,
He's
secondly,
Barry.
you're hiring me because, and I kind of pull my leather coat back and reveal both the pistol and the repeating rifle that are tucked underneath there. You hired me to get a few more headshots in.
Well, the wilderness is dangerous. I'm not going to say it's not.
How unwelcoming you want to make it for these dwarves? Living, unwelcoming, dead, unwelcoming?
The frontier's a dangerous place. Things happen. And,
It's been a while since I had the pleasure of tossing a dwarf.
oh,
that
that's
a
not
sex
wise.
thing?
You should never toss a dwarf.
Cass steps forward, shaking her head a little bit, just in slight disbelief, but she smiles and looks up at you and just gently asks, "And these indigenous tribes, what have we to offer them?"
well, as the island grows, we'll be happy to take them in, bring them the light of civilization. I mean, that's a priceless gift. Because
And will they maintain their own governance, or will...
of course, this is a Federation island. That's it's part of what we do, you know. Each elven city handles its own matters. We only come together for mutual protection and, mutual interest. And it seems like, while I haven't had the pleasure of talking to them, they don't like the Union. I don't like the Union. That sounds like a mutual interest to me.
And I'll look past him towards the human at the fireplace. So, is this the official Federation position, or is this his position as well? Because it seems, from my, granted biased point of view, that you're just looking to kick one of the three parties out.
The human man smiles as he puts his drink down. He says, "Oh, sorry, friend. Yes, I can understand the confusion there." And he throws a hand out to you. He says, "Marcus Hanks. I'm from the Empire, and I'm just here to help."
Dr. Jondrew, Listeur. Yes, pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. I can understand your trepidation. I'm just I'm an old friend of Grist here. He's he is, I would say, one of the more outspoken members of the council here. He speaks for the interests of the Federation, and as you probably know, the Federation and the Empire, we have a friendship that goes back centuries. I'm strictly here in an advisory capacity. We have our own interests on the island, of course. I mean, but again, strictly as business partners, we have no designs on taking the island over. Unlike the Union, I have it on pretty good authority that the diplomatic situation is starting to deteriorate, which I really can't stress enough is not in anyone's best interest.
Rob, question. Would Dr. Listeur know, from the Union's perspective, any of this news about the island or their goings-on, not necessarily like up-to-date news, but would he be able to corroborate the fact that there have been whisperings that the dwarves might want to try to do something on the island more?
Do a history check, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
19 plus 7, 26.
Oh, yeah. So, so you actually, this tracks for you. Like, in terms of current events, the Frostvale Union, where you come from, which outside of it is often just referred to as the Dwarven Union, but it actually is a collection of all of the sort of mountain-dwelling species that all live on the western end of the continent of Avern. The dwarves kind of hold a lot of the main political power, but goblins, halflings like yourself, gnomes, they all live in the mountain holds and the vales, the mountain valleys that run throughout this huge mountain range. You know that, kind of like you brought up, dwarves, dwarven culture has been a huge driver of the Industrial Revolution that's been spreading. And with it has come a real race for resources, because each of the different dwarven holds all compete against each other as much as the Union is competing against everyone else. There are a lot of internal factions that are pushing an expansionist agenda. And what did you get? You got like a 24,
26.
You said? 26. On a 26, you would know, like, from the university, you've got some friends that deal in, like, geology and seismology, people that are familiar with this kind of business. You would know that actually the Union mining operation here on Valsfarn is one of the richest sources of arcane focusing crystals for the Union. And these crystals operate as battery packs for arcane energy. They're used extensively in airship technology, and the dwarves are really getting into an arms race when it comes to airships. So they would very much have an interest in this backwater island. And I guess I should also say, by the same token, you also know that while the Federation has a lot of like cultural clout, the only other regional superpower that is even talked about in the same breath as the Union is the Grand Empire of Man, the Empire for short.
Rob, what was the human's name?
Marcus Hanks.
Marcus Hanks. And he's Imperial.
Yep. I think his exact words to you were, he's from the Empire and he's here to help.
Okay. He's after that. Jaxur points a talon finger at him. He said,
Ain't nothing in this job description about working for no Imperial tosser. I've seen what your help looks like. And if you want me on this job, I'm gonna need double the pay.
At that, Marcus smiles, and Grist also smiles his wide shit-eating grin, but then like looks over to Marcus, and Marcus just nods and says, "Done. Whatever Grist offered you, the Empire is happy to match it."
I'm sure it'll go a long way to ameliorate certain ethical concerns I might have about this job.
I mean, I believe he said fucking rich, so you're going to be double fucking rich. That's pretty good.
I ain't talking to you, halfling.
I'm on your side here, you cranky fuck.
I got nobody on my side. That's the way I like it. Now shut your pipe hole.
Look, a gig is a gig, whether you're doing an open mic in a new town for the first time or shooting someone from 500 yards away, so. But also, if you're gonna double that, I mean, come on, I gotta double that too. I came all the way out here.
Oh yes, like I said, we're matching it for each of you.
Okay.
We'll match it. We have no problem. A gift from the Emperor in kind with our Federation friends. Jaxur, I understand your trepidation, but let me assure you, the Empire is not the Zon. I know that things haven't worked out for you in the past, but I have no ulterior motives other than getting this mission done in a timely fashion, which incidentally is going to save a lot of lives.
all right, I suck at this, but I'm going to do an insight check on that particular statement of I have no ulterior motives as soon as I find my dice.
It's increasing the tension, Steve. It's a good move.
Nat 20.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
You
All
lie.
right. So, okay. Actually, I like that. So like you said, Steve, Jaxur is not particularly good at insight. Given his history, the work that he's done, the life that he's lived, he is very intimately familiar with the, let's say, legal and infrastructure of the Empire. He knows the legions. He knows the Imperial Guard. He knows city police. And this guy has the Imperial Intelligence Ministry written all over him. You know, the ministry doesn't have an official uniform, but the dress of this guy, the look of him, the way he acts, he's some kind of spy, some kind of spook. And ministry guys, always have an angle. However, what he's describing to you is typically the angle that they have. If this is a job offer to do some clandestine international wet work, this is the kind of guy that would be given that to you.
Okay.
And he would work with a slimy guy like Grist. Is your take?
So I read him. I read him in that moment. I snort again. Just go.
You got the smell of ministry all over you. And I know for a fact, all you tossers got ulterior motives coming out your ass. If I get any sense that you got a double cross in mind, I will not hesitate to rip the head from your shoulders.
Marcus meets your gaze. He smiles and he says, I agree completely. And I feel the exact same way, Jaxur.
All right, no more talk then. Where are we going? What are we doing? Who are we killing?
Grist smiles. He says, well, that's fantastic. But But to be honest, it's sort of up to you. Like I said, you are not officially working for me in any capacity. You are definitely, he points to Marcus, not working for him in any official capacity. You are just a group of like-minded adventurers who have found yourselves on Valsfarn and are maybe working toward a common goal. And as friends of mine, I'm happy to support you in whatever way I can.
Do we have accommodations on the island?
You are welcome to stay here at the luxurious Ashfield Arms. I would probably suggest at least spending the night washing up, enjoying some of our hospitality. Like I said, I would not head out into the wilderness when it's as cold as it is right now. But
The cold don't bother me, mate.
then you're going to love it here.
Certainly bothers me, and I could use a new coat. Any good shopping around here?
Yes, shopping episode immediately.
I'll be honest, we don't have a lot of the fine boutiques that you're probably used to, but I could definitely get you some high-quality fur straight from the local sundry.
Charming.
I'll make sure to put provisions together, coats and all manner of supplies that you'll probably need. We'll get that together in the morning. So at this point, Shortbread returns with two tall elven waiters behind him. They bring in a couple of platters. They've got like half a roast pig that they put on the table. Selection of fruit and fish and cheese. And sorts your drinks out. He says, right, so nobody's killed each other yet. They're all gonna be. Do they need rooms? Yeah, Shortbread. Get them some rooms together. We'll make it up nice. You guys can get a nice rest, and then we'll see if we can get you going in the morning. Help you make contact with some of the tribal leaders here.
One question, if you could.
Oh, anything, Doctor.
Well, I mean, you mentioned that it is less cold than it was because the climate seems to be shifting here. Has anything sort of shown up as a result of that? As a man of science, I do study illnesses, and one thing I had noticed in goblin journeys deep into the mines was that when they hit a certain point, they started releasing some real weird little guys out into the system, and so I guess all I'm saying is it would be a shame if there was an outbreak on this poor island.
Oh, no. I can assure you. I mean, not that I've heard about. Definitely nothing in Rhymeport. Gosh, I mean, Rhymeport's pretty much the only settlement here. I mean, maybe in the Dwarven Mine up in the volcano. I mean, those guys do like to dig deep,
Does anybody else here know what we're doing?
No, I haven't told a soul. And I can assure you that no one in the Empire has any idea that you've been invited here, or even who you are.
Dr. Listeur is going like full Denethor on the food on the table.
Tomatoes
Yes,
bursting
yes.
left and
Just
right.
drooling in food like as all the stuff is going down here.
Is there a window in the room we're in?
There are two really small, like half windows on the wall to your right. They are like frosted over, and they have heavy curtains hanging down, half covering each of them up.
I'd like to venture over to one just while everyone's eating and, generally being merry while I'm sipping my coffee, and just sort of move aside one of the curtains and just peek out at the sky, just for a moment.
So, so like I said, each is like a half pane. You move one of the curtains aside. You look out at the night sky, and you see the Aurora Borealis, the Northern Lights, and they are beautiful. It is this cascading rainbow effect that is flowing across the sky like water. And then do you want to give me do an insight check for me?
Would love that. 9.
Wow, pretty lights.
You are overcome by the beauty of the lights across the night sky. And also, too, I think you are used to a lot of, like, the imperial cities, which, especially as the industrialization has taken hold, you are getting your fair share of smog and light pollution. And I think the nature of being on the ship, I think you spent a lot of time below decks, kind of huddled up and staying warm and keeping out of the way. This is the first time you have truly seen, like, a big, open, clear night sky in a while. And it is beautiful. And maybe it's the temperature, but just for a moment, you get a chill run up your spine as you stare into those lights. And you get a weirdly familiar feeling like somebody's watching you back. Just for a brief moment, and you immediately chalk up to the wind whipping in from the sea, just giving you that little chill.
Cool. Thanks for giving me something with a 9.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Lights are pretty.
We'll see what happens, but that is what you get for a 9.
It could have been worse. You could have gotten like a 1 and be running around going, the sky gods are angry.
It's watching me.
So, Rob, currently are we doing like a carousing scene or...
Oh, that's up to you. I was about to ask. So you can either, you can keep talking. They brought the food out. You guys can head into the bar, or you can turn in and start fresh in the morning.
I'll take a moment. Jaxur separates from the other 3 immediately.
I'm already separated. I'm looking out the window. I did it first.
No, I did it immediately.
First. I'm brooding. I'm more brooding than you.
I'm not brooding. I'm antisocial. It's different. And I've had to say that so many times. I look for whoever is the strongest, largest-looking individual in the bar.
Okay, so you walk
tavern.
back out to the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, for right now, let's hold that thought. Jaxur then sees that. Do you take any of the food or any of the drinks or anything?
No, I don't eat or drink.
So you just turn and you just walk out the door. Just to check, so then do any of the remaining 3. This would be a good opportunity if you have any more questions for Grist or for Marcus. This is a good opportunity to ask them if you have anything else you would like to know.
Well, and they're both still there, right? So this would not be the time for any conversation outside of...
Oh, yeah, no. Like, this conversation could absolutely continue. Grist digs in on the roast, and Marcus is swirling his drink again, and he's picking a couple of grapes off of the fruit plate.
I walk up to Grist. No, sorry, Marcus. And...
I make out with shortbread.
Shortbread does follow you out. He doesn't stick around to get any more orders.
I like you, short stuff.
Yeah, well, get to know me.
Oh, now I like you even more.
Sorry, Nick.
So I walk up to Marcus. I got my my mystery cocktail in my hands because, as we established, they knew how to make what I was asking for. It tastes fantastic.
Do you want to give it a quick investigation?
Yeah, I would love to. Yes.
What was it? It was an Evernice. Was it Evernice tea? What kind of
it was
tea
a.
I think you said Valse for an iced tea.
Yes.
Valse for an iced tea.
Valse for an island iced tea. Yes.
Valse for an island iced tea. Yes.
And that's a 3.
This is paint thinner.
I was about to say, you have no idea what it is, but it does smell strong.
Holy fuck. So Marcus, you know what? Be reasonable with me. Did anybody else consider this role? Are we your first round of interviews?
You were handpicked. You were selected by. Let's just say I did offer some of my contacts to Grist, and he chose you personally.
Wow, so Grist vouched for me.
I suppose you could say I vouched for you. I won't stand on obfuscation. Your friend is right. I am from the Imperial Intelligence Ministry.
Oh, no
we have pretty extensive archives and are pretty well versed on a lot of your exploits. You made it into the pile of resumes that we handed over to him.
No, and look, I may be retired, but if I had a nickel every time I said I was retired and shot more people, you know, I'd be making enough money to not have to do more gigs.
Oh, tell me about it.
But that being said, that sort of chilly guy, that Jaxur guy, you know, don't like his vibe, but I'm gonna be real. I do concur with him when he says no fucking around, okay? You know, I've been doing this for a long time. A lot of people tried to fuck with me, have not succeeded. I'm still here. In fact, I'm gonna probably be opening at whatever open mic is available tomorrow night in this here establishment. So I'm still gonna be kicking. Just want you to know that, okay? No funny business.
And, of course, like I said, I'm not going to cheat you out of anything. My goal is peace.
Okay, you said that.
Money
You
is
said that a
no
lot,
object.
and I would like to believe you on that. You know, because
Well, I want to be clear. I know that men like me can get a certain reputation, just like folks like you get a certain reputation. I find being clear and putting everything on the table is often the best way to avoid misunderstandings.
That's
based on reputation, you know.
That's fair. That's fair. You know what they say. And once again, I pull my jacket back, revealing my firearms. The best form of peace is one that's ensured by superior firepower.
The Imperial Credo to a T.
I continue mulling and just picking up the food and finishing my paint thinner.
Do a Constitution check.
Oh boy. What is my constitution? Oh, okay. Oh.
Probably pretty decent.
Yeah. That's a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you're feeling it.
Yeah.
Nice little buzz going. All right, anybody else before we head back to Jaxur?
I get a refill on my coffee, and that's it.
Hell yeah. All right.
This late at night?
Mm-hmm. Caffeine does nothing to me.
Well, then why do you drink coffee? I always wonder that.
It's a comfort thing. It's warming me up. It's cold outside.
Some non-caffeinated tea is a great option. A soothing chamomile.
If you have a neurodivergent brain, oftentimes caffeine releases dopamine, helps calm you down.
Interesting.
Surprise, I'm also neurodivergent in the game.
Wow, we are bridging all sorts of gaps here.
Jaxur, you walk out into the bar, and who are you looking for?
Whoever, like, the strongest, biggest looking, meanest looking person in the bar is.
You notice
He's lonely,
like I
he's
said, when
looking
you
for
walked-
love.
Yeah,
When you walked past
it's cold. It's a cold night.
when you walked back into the back room, you passed the table of singing, carousing Imperial soldiers. You see there is a group of them at the head of the table that do look like a group of humans that are pretty large, beefy kind of dudes. And towering over them, there is a half-orc gentleman dressed in Imperial armor that, while it's not gilded or fancy, it has a lot of ornamentation that's been worn and kind of, you can tell, seen some knocks. He's definitely dressed like a veteran, and he is downing what looks like a flagon of wine as he and his compatriots are laughing at some joke that was made before you walked outside.
I reach into my the cloak I'm wearing, and I draw out a leather pouch full of 10 gold, and I throw it on the table in front of the half orc, and I say,
10 gold, 10 for 10, you and me, arm wrestling, now.
Do you want to, now, is that, are you trying to be intimidating, or are you trying to be persuasive?
He's flirting.
or- Right.
It's the only way he knows how to.
Intimidating.
Okay, give me an intimidation check, just so I can gauge what these guys think of that.
It's all charisma based.
Not for me. It's strength based.
I was about to say, I think you have like a special power, don't you?
Haha. I'm not making the same mistake this time, Bill.
No, fulfilling the same role, but just using strength instead of charisma.
17 plus 8.
25. The laughter kind of dies down. The brunt of the human soldiers around them don't really necessarily know what to make of you. You kind of caught them off guard. But the orc regards you and then laughs, and he says, absolutely. Clear out of the way. And then he sits down at the bench. The rest of the soldiers give a wide berth, and this has drawn some attention. Like, the sudden cutoff of laughter was louder than any shout you could have made, and half the bar is looking over your way.